Welcome to Toxic Tuesday, and I'm obligated to point out from Lance from Outcast Creative that we're filling in for Lance from Outcast Creative, who's off on holiday, hopefully finding himself a beautiful lover that will take him on many, many voyages. No, I guess he's working on some movie shit or something like that. I don't know, something that's way above my ability level. But anyway, so today we're going to kind of talk all things, whatever, and see if we can get some people interested in it. Let me start bringing in my guests as we do. First in the queue, Critter Kingsford. Critter, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and not seen him in a while, but always close to near and dear into our hearts is Critical Al. How are you, brother? Not seen you in such a long time, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just had stuff going on health-wise that prevents me from being quite as active as I'd like to be. Lance didn't go to Iran, did he?
What?
I hope not. Jesus.
Yeah, I kind of hope not too.
I mean, I'm sure he was there in the 70s when it was still dope as fuck, but hopefully he's not doing that now. Anyway, next, Toonie Boy. Toonie Boy, how are you, sir? Am I still echoing really bad?
I think it cleared up a bit.
Yeah, sometimes when you have a music thing going.
Yeah, you think you're still echoing because it sounds like you're still speaking, so I'm not even sure when to start speaking. Okay, wait.
You don't have me on one of your other devices, do you? Because that'll do that.
You sound pretty good to me, to be fair.
We're still echoing now for a minute, but it might take a minute to clear up.
Well, if anyone's going to have audio issues, it's going to be this next guy, Northern English Bastard. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well, and I got a new charger, and hopefully this works for a good long time.
No, you sound great.
Yeah, I know.
You sound great.
So I'm using the old laptop again. You know, it managed to get charged, and for some reason the charger's not working it again, and I don't know why. So it might only work on it.
You just need to pedal faster, dude. You know how it is for you guys up there in the hole. You just need to pedal faster for your internet and your electricity.
Hey,
yeah.
You UK guys need to be nice to each other now. Come on, you guys got that whole zombie thing to deal with that is super important. So come on now. Be of good cheer and be nice. But anyway, so we're back on a Toxic Tuesday. How am I sounding so far, Toonie Boy? Pretty good?
Yeah, everything's I don't know what was happening, but yeah, I can hear you now. There's no echo.
It was probably my funky music mix that I like to do to celebrate. But anyway, as I'm obligated to say, yes, we are filling in for the Outcast Creative. Whatever his endeavors are, we're going to just try to somehow live up to that and talk about the things that he would probably talk about. I guess first and foremost, let's not even dick around. 28 years later, went and saw this last night. Didn't wanna, but since we're YouTubers and we have to talk about these kind of things, I guess I felt contractually obligated to talk about it. So 28 years later, sequel to 28 days later, and then the, I guess, divisive 28 weeks later, which I actually enjoyed, but whatever. And so now we're 28 years later, and it's been going the rounds, and it seems to be like everybody is riding this movie's dick, and I really don't know why, because it wasn't good at all. Like, it was bad. Who else watched it besides me?
I just finished it literally 5 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Good for you, bro. Anybody else?
Me.
Did you watch it too? Okay, great. Okay.
Just did.
Al, I got to tell you, Al, I'm betting this is going to be another one of these movies that you like, Alien Romulus, that you just totally trash. I cannot see you liking this, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really even know.
Yeah, my cinemas will be opening at the weekend, and apparently we're going to see this because we're both big fans of the franchise, and from what I've been hearing, I'm going to be let down, and I'm going to be able to do a good video out of it. So
Yeah. Well, I could be wrong. Oliver Harper liked it. Drinker seemed to like it in his private video that he did for it. And then when he was on his panel on Open Bar last week, he kind of shit on it along with everybody else. So I don't really know what to make of that. I can tell you the rest of his panel on Open Bar did not like it. I mean, Mahler doesn't like anything, so that's no real surprise there. But I got to tell you, though, I hate to say it, but I didn't like it either, man. I did not think it was very good. It's really uneven. It's really a lot of bullshit in it. I'm not happy with what they've done, where they're going with the story. It's been out for what? It's been out for a full week now, hasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, so fuck it. We're gonna do spoilers, man, because I'm not gonna sit and gild the lily and dance around this, man. There's just like a lot of problems with this. But anyway,
it's a real shame, man, because there's a lot of pedigree behind this. I mean, Danny Boyle is a celebrated director. Jodie Comer is an excellent actress.
I love me some Jodie Comer. I like the other guy too, Kick-Ass guy. I like him a lot.
Taylor Johnson. He's good in this. He's good.
I've seen Bullet Train. That's got to be my favorite movie.
Tangerine and Lemon.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's go in order. Okay, I'll go in order of how we are seated in the queue, and I'm gonna say the stuff that I liked about it first, and then I'll hand it off to the next person and tell me what you liked. And if you haven't seen it, just tell me what you're kind of looking forward to and just pass it off. So what I did like, I liked everyone we just mentioned. The young kid who's this is his breakout role playing Spike, who is Aaron Taylor Johnson's son in the film. Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jodie Comer are fantastic. Ray Fiennes is very good, although his part is very goofy, but I mean, we'll get to that. But everybody who acts in this movie did a fantastic job, up to and including the Teletubby kids that are being babysat in the Scottish Highlands, and they are, like eviscerated within the first 5 minutes of the movies. I mean, I don't know, did they let real fucking rage virus people in there? Because those kids, they sold the shit out of that scene. We get the villain from Sinners comes in. At the end, he plays a grown-up version of a kid we see at the beginning of the film, and it was great to see him. And even in the little like minute or two that he had doing parkour and shit, he was great. So all the performances are great. There's a lot of tense moments leading up to it. I like the idea that they've gone so far past they wouldn't have any like real fuel or ammunition. They're just really bare bones because so for the uninitiated, it's just basically, I mean, it's not a complicated story. It's 28 years later than when the rage virus first spread through the UK. They've basically been quarantined, and then they have these little offshoot islands, and that's where our main protagonists come from. And the big issue in the film is that Jodie Comer, who plays the mom of the boy Spike, she has fallen very ill. The dad doesn't know what to do, nothing he can really do at all. And after they do a kind of rite of passage of him and the boy going out to the mainland, walking across this kind of low tide sandbar that allows them to do that, which I didn't know that y'all had in the UK. So that's kind of cool. We have that where I'm from in Florida a lot. So I thought that was pretty interesting how that worked. And I liked how that worked in the story. So those are the things that I do like in the film. I'll wait to shit on it till my time comes back around. But Critter, go for it. Give me some of the good stuff.
I did not even recognize that was Ray Fiennes at the end there. I was like, who the hell's this? And then when you mentioned it, oh, that's who it is. I thought the opening sequence was phenomenal. It's such a rarity watching children, not that you saw it, but watching children get killed. And then I think the first half of the film was enjoyable, and then it deviated. I'm like, okay, this latter section with the soldier, all right, it's like I felt like a whole new story. And then the ending with the doctor, I'm like, fine. And I have to admit, the finale with, I want to say like the Power Rangers, each kid has his own color. Like, all right, whatever. I thought it was okay, or less than okay. It was watchable, and I was disappointed. I think the very first film was phenomenal. I like elements of the second film again, especially with that opening, but this was just schizophrenic. And,
well, we'll get to the critiques and the bad stuff. I wanted to just do a round robin.
I'm so sorry. Opening
you're good.
Phenomenal, and certain characters that we ran into were kind of cool. So there we go.
Okay. Critical Al, I know that you have not seen it yet, but tell me I know you've already said some good stuff about the director and the writers and things like that. Tell me some of the stuff that you're looking forward to and hoping that you will actually see in this. And again, I am sorry that I'm spoiling this for you, but you came on my show of your own volition, so you'll.
Yeah, that's cool. I knew what I was getting myself in for. All right. I was just really, 28 Days Later was a fresh take on the zombie idea. I know they're technically not zombies, it's the rage virus, but it was a fresh take, and you had a very realistic concept of people acting the way they would act in these situations. It wasn't very Hollywood. It was very gritty. It was very British. And I liked that. And another thing I really loved about the first couple of films was John Murphy's music score. In a House of Dead Heartbeats is an incredible piece of music. So I would be really kind of hoping for more of the same here. But from what I hear, it kind of sounds like it's got franchise-itis. And they're going to try and make it into a franchise, and that's completely buggered the story.
I have heard that, and it'll be in my chief list of complaints when I get to my complaint portion. But yeah, so you're a fan of the other two films, though, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the second one is not quite as revolutionary, as groundbreaking as the first one, but I still enjoyed the second one a great deal. And then obviously that ends with the zombies breaking out into France, I think it was, the Eurotunnel. Terrible idea. And, back then I thought, oh, wow, we could get a sequel here where they get into Europe and it really, really kicks off. And they've left it so long now that I think the way you approach films is very different. And I'm not surprised to hear that it's got problems. Hopefully they're not insurmountable, because I know who's due to direct the next one, and I'm not a fan.
No, facts. Yeah, good point. Toonie Boy, you have not seen it either, I'm taking it.
No, but 28 years later, I might eventually go and watch the original two movies. I like the... so I don't really know anything about this franchise at all. I'm kind of trying to piece together a couple of
Okay, awesome. Next, Luke, go ahead. Toonie Boy has nothing to offer here.
You go right ahead if you want.
I mean, really, listen, there's lots of stuff I want you to talk about today, but if you have nothing to add to this, let's keep this rolling. I am at work, so
no.
I mean, if you don't have anything to add, then you
go right for it.
I love you to death, but I mean, you'll have plenty of chances to chime in on some stuff. So Luke, hit me, baby, one more time. What do you got, buddy? We lost Luke. Luke, he's gone.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. Sorry, I'm just sorting the powers out a little bit. It started off really fucking well. I was really buying it, the way that people have now adapted to this island that's now gone to shit because of this virus. And it did look like they were making some really good logical choices as well, especially trying to make sure they don't lose any more people in his community. And the father and son relationship is really good. Seeing him to teach him how to survive, that was really good. The acting's is brilliant. Jodie Comer is brilliant. And then it kind of just tails off as soon as it goes to the kid trying to find a doctor for his mum, because he starts making some fucking mistakes, like having her wander off, and then you got this pregnant fucking... is it? Oh, it's spoil. Yeah, spoil, yeah.
No, do it. Yes.
Pregnant one. Yeah, you got this pregnant one that doesn't go to kill Jodie Comer when she's giving birth, and it's like, wait, what? That's a rage fucking monster. That's still going to kill you, no matter how much you try to be maternal towards it. And then we get this Swedish soldier who kind of is really a nothing part. He gets killed off straight away. Ray Fiennes was all right, but he doesn't kill off this other rage monster that could potentially go for him after. It's like, what? I don't care if you fucking lived in harmony with the infected. Those things will kill you. If you have one and you get them sedated, kill it. And then you got these Jimmy Savile-looking weirdos in tracksuits, and it really kind of ignores that really gritty, suspenseful realism of the first one and just turns into this fucking parody. And I'm like, oh my God, you started off so well, and now you're just tailing off into this bullshit. What the hell, Danny Boyle?
Yeah. So since Luke is obviously unable to follow instructions, I guess that's your good stuff and your bad stuff. So we'll do that. I'm going to start jumping on the bandwagon and dogpile a little bit. I can't disagree with anything that you said. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't really care for the first one. I thought it was very cheap, found footagey stuff, and I was already burnt out on that. Maybe I'll give it a revisit at something down the line, but I just didn't really care for it. And I guess part of the problem is because I don't like running zombies. I don't like that right away. And then I don't like it was so similar to The Walking Dead, which I had already seen. And yes, I'm aware that movie came out before The Walking Dead. Yes, I know that, but that doesn't matter if you've seen Walking Dead first. It just didn't ring true to me. I did like the second one. I like Jeremy Renner in the second one. I thought they did a really good job A lot of people don't like it. I don't really get the hate for it, but whatever. This one, I was really enjoying it. I thought the rustic father and son thing, and then it like starts veering off. It's like someone else took over the reins of directing halfway through, and they were just doing, hey, but what if we did this, and what if we did that, and what if we did this, and it just really goes off the rails. And I'm my understanding from listening to Open Bar is that they're going to have 3 of these. So this is the first of a trilogy that's following. That's not a good, if you're not advertising that, you're really leaving your audience scratching their head and wondering what the fuck is going on. Because I mean, let's face it, you know, if the last one came out in 2007 and they had all these disputes and issues with delays and whatnot, and then now all of a sudden you have a whole trilogy coming out. You know, when Lord of the Rings trilogy was advertised and you saw the preview for it, I can remember they were like, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the first of 3 movies back to back to back, 2001, 2002, 2003. Do something like that. You don't have to give away the whole bag, but tell me what's going on so that when the Power Rangers doing parkour show up at the end of the film, I'm not going, what the fuck is happening right now? What is this? So if it's going somewhere, you know, and I'll probably check out the next one. I mean, you know, I like to look at a bunch of zombie cock. You know, if you like cock, you're gonna get to see a lot of dick in this movie. Like if you like heads being ripped off and the spinal column following it in an almost comedic way, child murder and like zombie cock, you're gonna get you're going to be really, really, really happy with this. But other than that, I am not happy, and I'm more pissed off that I had to actually spend my own money to go see it. I wasn't able to sneak my way in like I usually do. So that pisses me off even more. So by the time I left, I was like, motherfuck. So, and just FYI, there's no MCU after credits bullshit or something like that that's going to lead you, you know, in the right direction. So anyway, Critter, go ahead. Dog pile time, buddy. Do it.
Well, again, I thought it was schizophrenic. It's like maybe 2 or 3 films put together with like as if it was like an anthology of Walking Dead. I will say I did like the fact that everyone was naked, because 28 years later, what clothing would still be on these bodies?
Well, okay, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
And then like gas, like something I found out, like basically after like with Walking Dead, how many years later? Yeah, gas goes stale, and if you don't have your own refinery, you know there won't be any cars for you to drive over the mud to get to the cities. And I guess the last thing that I guess I'll bitch about story wise, I was almost sure that in the second one they were saying how the rage people starved to death, and therefore they thought it was safe. And then, of course, you had the whole second outbreak, which then I again at the end of the film, France is being affected, and it seemed like this was not the case in this movie, where these 28 years later they're still alive from eating what the deer, elk, rabbits, other random people they can grab. So I'm just kind of like trying to reflect on the science of this universe, where I was under the impression that they started to die off because they were starving. And now 28 years later, there's hordes of them just, you know, with their clothes having been, faded away from time. So I don't know. It was all right. I wouldn't see it again. And now I realize there's 2 more films coming, and I'm on the fence about that. I'm not sure if the sequel is going to do the parkour kids and whatever, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Okay. So Critical Owl, whatever you can contribute to that. I mean, I think you've already said your piece, but if you got something else to say on it before you,
I mean, I'm just concerned because we had 2 fairly decent movies. It sounds like it's got a load of retarditis and unnecessary changes. And with Nia DaCosta doing the next film, I'm just like, yeah, this is probably sort of a dead man walking dead scenario. I just don't know if people are going to care. And I think it's just too late. You should have done this a long time ago, and films just aren't the same now. And I think that's probably the time's gone to make the sequel to this.
Having done a few reviews with you and kind of knowing what your pet peeves are and knowing the stuff that you do like, I can't see you liking this. But I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. You might wind up loving it for different reasons than what I anticipated. Hopefully if you do like it, hopefully we haven't like muddied the waters too much. But
Well,
I guess
I just want to jump in and say, like, if you like the other two films, especially that first one, I mean, out of curiosity, just go watch it and see pieces and I don't know, in your own brain, like,
oh,
gee,
he will.
I
Yeah,
would have done this and I wouldn't have done
watch
that.
it. Yeah.
You know?
He'll definitely watch it. He's not the kind of person that's gonna be like, oh, fuck this shit, just because, you know, a couple of my boys said it was crap. He's still gonna want to make up his own mind, probably do his own video. And I'm just saying, I hope that we haven't like, you know, poisoned the tree, so to speak, or whatever it's called.
You can do that with Star Wars.
Well.
Sometimes it's better to go in with low expectations these days, you know. The last thing I got excited about was Mickey 17, and that was fucking awful.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Please don't. Oh Jesus, that was horrific.
I was so psyched for that one. Jesus.
Yeah,
so was I. So was I. I thought that was going to be
all over it, and then Mark Ruffalo turns up. And,
I guess you know, I should have, with Tony Collette and Mark Ruffalo in it. I really should have known better. I really only have myself to blame, but Blue Collar wanted to review it, so I went and saw it. And but anyway, Toonie Boy, what do you got, buddy? Anything?
What, in general, or about 28 years later?
About 28 years later.
Okay,
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk about what you want to talk about today. I promise.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna get their chance to talk about their thing that they brought.
So in relation to the whole thing about how the infection spreads, and like how is it that the rage monsters, we'll just call them rage monsters because I don't know what else to call them. They're not zombies, are they?
Sure.
They don't. Okay, so in relation to how the rage monsters, they said that they starved to death, but so like how are they still alive this many years on? Now it's not fully perfect in something like The Walking Dead, but they do try and get around it in that they explicitly say that not only do the zombies or the walkers or whatever you want to call them, they starve much slower than humans, but you've got the element where you know, minor spoilers, you don't just turn to a zombie from a bite, you turn no matter where you die. So you think about how many people die on a daily basis across the world. You've got you know, that's not something you can quarantine, so it makes much more sense as to how the infection takes over despite the military presence across the world, and B, how the zombies last so many years. In something like 28 years later, or that universe, that franchise, how does the infection spread? Is it just from like a bite, or
well, now they've got like 3 different variations of the Rage Monster zombie guys.
Okay,
so I don't know. You know, I mean,
it was originally through bodily fluids, so blood,
and fluids and sweat.
Okay,
sweat,
yeah. So sort of like World War Z, what they go for in the movies is like, yeah, if you get blood in your mouth, you're dead, basically.
Well, yeah, but unlike World War Z, if you have another disease, it's not going to save you. So it's like in World War Z, I would be fine because all my STDs would keep me safe from everything that they've got going on.
I want to muddy the waters because in the second one, the mother, the wife that was thought to be killed in the beginning, did survive, but she had like a patient zero ability to cure people, but she was still able to spread. And through blood, like for example, the zombie, the virus pregnant woman gave birth to what seemed like a normal child, and in the second one of her sons had the even though he was bit, was able to fight it off because of his genetic makeup. I just feel like until I go and search for it, I feel like there's a lot of weird jumps as to how this virus works versus a standard Walking Dead. You get bit, everyone has it, and then when you get bit, you die, you turn. You know, versus this, you get a drop of blood in your eye, within 10 seconds, you're out of your mind. But I also see what you're saying about having the zombie people, the virus rage people, kind of restock every few years as people die, and so I guess that's why there were still as many as there was 28 years prior.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of seems like I don't mean to argue in bad faith, but I kind of get the impression that when people are writing movies like this, they don't really think about it that much. They just need an obstacle for the characters. It's a zombie movie. They're going to be zombies. They don't think about
that. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head for this one. I can tell you that, like 100%. In fact, that may have been one of their dictates in the staff meeting. They've been like, don't think about it too much. Let's just write some shit. It's just got a really bad pacing and tone problem where it just up and down and all around, and it makes no fucking sense, like at all. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But okay, Luke, you go ahead and close us off on this Let's flush this turd. I want to get on to other shit.
Starts off real well, then turns into an inconsistent mess. Fuck this movie for making me for giving me hope.
My only thing, like, really with this is like, why are all these critics, Oliver Harper, Critical Drinker, it's like one or two others that I've listened to that I normally respect, and they're like riding this movie's dick really hard. And I fucking hate that I have to drop down on the side of Mahler, Mr. I hate everything's, but he wasn't wrong in anything he analyzed when I listened to the open bar clips yesterday and late last night while I was on duty. So, I don't know, man. I can't find a whole lot compelling. Like I said, the actors are great and the actors are giving their performance. One interesting thing Drinker said in his review, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but he said something about like, I don't think regular audience are going to understand a Geordie accent. So that was questionable. What's a Geordie accent? Am I saying that wrong?
Accent.
What is it?
People from Newcastle. You're like, hey, Bets, how you doing?
Not the guys that work in the engine room.
Oh, you dork. No, but I had no problem following anything anybody said in this film. Was I supposed to?
I don't know. The
Newcastle quite a strong accent.
Very thick accents, some of them though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's the accent that's known for being like really easy to misunderstand. It's basically just a running life meme. It's the Geordie accent, no one understands it. Even though you can understand it to a degree, it's just one of the hardest to understand, if that makes any sense.
It's not like it's fucking Glaswegian or something. That's a hard accent to understand.
Season 1. Watch Alan Partridge season 1. There's a part where one of the Geordie guys is talking to him and Alan Partridge is going, I'm sorry, but that's just noise.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's an accent. It's not a different language. You could understand it. It's just a very heavy, thick, and funny accent.
Very, very thick accent.
Fair enough.
Toxic, did you have issues understanding any of the? I literally just watched the film and I don't remember having any issues.
I had none, and like I said, Drinker in his review.
They were saying that there was issues.
Yeah, he was saying that. But he's got a pretty thick accent as far as that goes. But I had no real issue with it. I was like, oh, just sounds like the same usual British shit all you guys spout out of your cock holsters. So I mean, it sounded fine to me. I don't have a problem understanding. I mean, well, Luke sometimes when he gets excited, like he starts gumming it up.
Yeah,
he's gotten really.
I do try to reel it back, but then my proper thick whole accent comes out, and I'm like, oh shit.
yeah. No, a couple years ago I had a real hard time with Luke, but he's improved himself. But anyway, so we have it is Tuesday, but this week we'll be having some movies come out, and I know you guys are super duper fucking excited for this one, Mathregan 2.0. I know you guys are so excited about Mathregan. I didn't even like the
first one.
Yeah. Me personally, I am shocked that they made. I thought the first one tanked so bad and was so stupid. I can't believe they're doing this. Ironically, or maybe unironically, the trailer kind of looks interesting. I don't know. Like they've got another robot that's mad and
a type thing.
I guess
so she's got to protect against another.
Yeah.
Maybe to protect now. I mean,
against the new robot babysitter slave girl.
God. I thought the first one was such a waste of time. I ain't going to be watching this one. Not till it hits streaming, at least.
Well, my thing is this. It's like, listen, can we just be honest about what these things would actually be used for? Like, they would just be sex dolls. Like, there's no way they would be anything else. They're certainly not going to be being used for anything practical. It would just totally be a sex doll thing. I don't know why that's not.
Movie. Oh fuck.
Subservience. Yeah. I mean, and at the end of the day, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a, you got
to keep your hands off of the TV show Small Wonder, because that's just awfully wrong.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, so I guess I'll go in order again. Critter, any looking forward to this? Did you watch the first one? Are you excited?
Don't yell at me. I really enjoyed the first one because I
Did
knew
you fucking really?
Yeah, look, the trailer told you what it was going to be. I saw the movie. The trailer told me what it was going to be, and it's a girl robot killing people. I'm sorry, that ridiculous dance in the hallway. I liked it. Then I heard about the sequel. I saw the trailer. I'm like, this is awful, and I still will see this.
Wow. There's sometimes when we talk and I think you're like a really cool guy. And then there's other times when you speak and then I'm just like, I can't possibly lose any more respect for you than I already have. But okay, cool. Good job.
Damn you all.
Anyway,
on it, Trebek. Shuck it long and shuck it hard.
Critical Al, what's your thoughts on Mithrigan 2.0? Are you gonna go see
I saw
it?
the first one on the plane to Japan.
And you thought about leaving. You thought about leaving the.
I thought about jumping off. Yeah. I thought the first one could have been good, but every single thing they could have done to make it good, i.e., going over the top with the violence and all that kind of stuff, and making it a hard R. Not that kind of hard R, but you know what I mean.
I'm right here.
Would have been, it could have been quite interesting, but I was thoroughly bored by the whole thing. I didn't think it really had any original ideas, and it ended, and I was just like, meh. So the second one, I mean, it will get watched eventually when it hits streaming or other, digital services that are available to me, and I'll watch it, while there's something else going on. But my expectations would be super low. I didn't think the first one was any good, and I'm it's not, it's not my list of things I was looking forward to. Put it that way.
Facts. Okay, so next in the queue would be you now, Luke, Northern English Bastard. What's your thoughts on Mithrigan and Mithrigan 2.0?
First one I watched once, got a little laugh out of me for how fucking dumb it was, but I haven't really returned to it since, and I'm not really keen on doing so either. And after finding out there's a Mithrigan 2.0, I'm like, really? I don't know. It's not blowing up my skirt if I had one. Yeah.
What about you, Toonie boy? Any interest in? I mean, this is a movie about like a AI turned into a doll, and you're young enough to still be playing with dolls. So, is this something that interests you in any kind of way, or
not particularly? I mean, look. Forgive me for bringing up this show, but the other robot, not Mithrigan, the other robot, the villain robot, is she played by the same actress who's in Ahsoka? One of the blonde girl, whose name I don't know.
I've not seen Ahsoka, so I can't speak and tell. Can anybody answer that? Because I don't know.
No, I think you might be right, but I would have to hit IMDb to make sure.
All right, let me.
The blonde Sith girl from the Ahsoka show, right?
Yeah, Shin Haiti, I believe her name is. Hang on. Ivana Harkno, I assume I'm pronouncing that right. And then this is 2.0. Cast. Let me just. Nope, that needs a space. There we go. Yes, it is. I was completely right.
That's like you've given me more reasons not to watch it.
Right. I was about to say, does that make it better or worse? Or
I don't know what her contribution to Ahsoka is because I didn't watch the show. I had no reason to watch it. I don't know if she ruins the show. I don't think that there is a show to ruin, really.
The show is terrible, and she's in it, and she's the villain, and it's a terrible show.
Yeah, it's not good. Ahsoka was like the final straw for me. It was like the final character they could ruin. So they'd already ruined Luke. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then they went and ruined Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh,
and I was like, that's the last straw. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And then they went and ruined Thrawn. And I was just like, fuck this double.
That's the one that's like the most easy to meme, isn't it? It's like if anything goes wrong in your life, you can just say it's part of the plan. Like that's
exactly. Thrawn's meant to be the super intelligent, super calculating person, and he's just a muppet. And he's just like, yes, that's fine. This failure was all part of the plan. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
The Thrawn character was actually fantastic in the books. A little bit dumbed down in the Clone Wars cartoon, and then just became like a Scooby-Doo villain in Ahsoka.
Yeah. It wasn't even too bad.
That character's amazing if someone did it right.
Yeah, exactly.
know,
And I was so disappointed that they ruined yet another legacy character. I'm just like, oh, fuck this.
Are you guys ready for the Ray movie?
It's never going to get made.
I'm ready to not watch it if it does come out. Like, does that count?
Yeah, it should be fucking 60 by the time that thing comes out.
I'm sure it would help my ratings because that's what all the nerds in YouTube land want to do is bag on Star Wars content. But I feel like it's pretty much the thing that makes me not want to watch open bar. So as soon as I start hearing Star Wars content on something,
Oh, God!
You mean you're not going to watch Mandalorian and the Green Drop
please,
Shot?
No!
so we're gonna no Star Wars. We're not talking Star Wars. It's my show. No, we're not doing it. We're gonna stay on topic. So did I get everybody from Mithrigan? Is Mithrigan? It's fuck a bunch of Mithrigan, right? I'm not watching this shit. I mean, maybe if somebody makes me do it for, we got to talk about it for a show or something. But no. But another interesting thing. So I was hoping we get World War Joe on, but I guess he also has kids that he's got to take care of, and unlike Critter, he doesn't smother them with pillows. So he actually looks after his children and stuff. So he couldn't be on, but I did watch his video, and I encourage everybody else to do so. And I'll put a link to his channel and his as I will with everybody, but I'll also put a link to that particular video in the description of this when this gets uploaded. But I did like what he talked about, because one of the things he discussed was, I guess they are going forward with Blade, with the remake with Blade, and my unpronounceable Ali is from Green Book is still going to play him, and it's going to
10 years nearly now.
Yeah, well, good news. Good news.
It's going to age out.
Good news. It's slated to be early 2028. So it's really almost on its way. So it'll be just
when Fantastic Four flops, this will get cancelled.
It'll be just in time for the 40-year anniversary of the first movie or something like that.
Just give us Old Man Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
I mean,
why don't you get Wesley Snipes back?
Yeah.
I find it hysterical that I thought this was dead. I didn't realize they were bringing it back from the dead. But what's really mind-bogglingly obnoxious is that it's the simplest character. He's a guy who hunts vampires. Why is it so
funny
hard?
Because that's almost exactly what World War Jew. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, I've got politics on the brain. That's what World War Joe said on his show, and I completely agree with you both. I mean, it's like,
if you did a little deep dive on some of the rumors and the leaks, like they were going all over the place with a daughter, and he was going to be basically a background character. I'm like, what are you doing? Just make
You're talking about the script that Ali saw and said, fuck that shit.
He was basically going to have a daughter who was going through issues, and why don't And someone said, one of the reviewer guys talking about it, the movie The Raid, where the cops go into a big building, or even like Judge Dredd. There's a huge building filled with vampires. He goes in and deals with that. I mean, my God, that's all anyone really wants. That's all you need.
Yep. Just take the opening of Blade, the scene in the nightclub.
Yeah.
And make that an hour and a half long.
There you go.
Great movie.
Simple.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill, dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That would be that'd be pretty dope. I'd be pretty happy with that. I don't know why that can't be done. I don't know what the issue is besides
internal politics, man. It's destroying everything. It really is. You've got all these committees. It's why the budgets are so high. By the time this film gets started, you can have an $80 million pre-production budget, let alone anything else.
Yeah, I'm calling it now that when the reason why this one of the many reasons why this movie is taking so long to make is because they're trying to bake somewhere into the narrative that Blade's killing his own kind, because he's the Daywalker, he's like half vampire, half human. I'm calling it now. Somewhere in this story is going to get unless Joss Whedon takes over or something like that, I don't know. Somewhere in the story is just going to be the narrative that he's somehow the bad guy because he's killing vampires, and the vampires are supposed to be somewhat sympathizable or something, and I'm like, no, I'll take the original Blade, thank you, where they're all trying to unleash they're trying to unleash blood gods on the world and bring about the apocalypse, and then Blade has to fight some guy who's immortal. You're like, yeah, look, come on.
Am I the only one that really liked Blade 2 and him teaming up with the Blade Hunters to go after a whole nother species of
I like Blade 2. It's
David
good.
S. Goyer. I
Sequel.
think Del Toro was involved as well.
Yeah. You can really
yeah.
tell us his fingerprints are on that
Blade 3
movie.
shit the bed, but Blade 2 is good.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing that the only bit about Blade 2 that I didn't like, and it's really just one scene, is the CGI sword fight, like somewhere near the beginning.
That's
Right
true.
in front of the lights. The animation is really rough.
You're-
It's Danny
yeah,
John
that's
Jules,
true.
the cat from Red Dwarf.
Those lights really ruined. Well, it wasn't really the lights, but yeah, it was that scene, where they're fighting in front of the UV lights. They weren't even UV, were they? They were just big lights. But anyway,
big spotlights, I think. But yeah, you're right. The animation, it's the way they move. It's just all wrong. It looks so fake. It looks like the final fight in Black Panther.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
With the
it
train.
does. Did anybody like the Blade TV series that was on Spike TV back in 2006?
I heard it was terrible.
It wasn't great, but you know what it did? It gave us Jill Wagner from Wipeout, and now she's in Lioness, although she's playing a big Uber dyke in Lioness, and she was on Teen Wolf, and God, she's so fucking beautiful. I actually based one of my characters in my book just basically off of her. I thought of her every time I would, write something in with her and stuff like that. She's going to be a bigger character in a later book that I'm going to write. So I don't know. I do like it. I thought the guy, Sticky Fingers, whatever his name is, played Blade pretty good. I like the storyline of it. It had some good action. I wound up buying the director's cut, the not safe for TV cut on DVD, and I thought it was pretty good. So if you get a chance and you can find it somewhere, I don't know where it's streaming right now.
It's free if you get the CW app. Apparently, it's free on your. I'm holding my phone right now, saying download the app and watch it for free. So it's free on a
Blade,
CW.
the TV series from Spike is on the CW app.
Yeah.
Well, all right, cool. You heard it here first, guys. So, but anyway, moving in all seriousness, is anybody are you guys at all hanging on for this Marshmallow Ali reboot in 2028, or are you just writing it off?
No, it's dead on arrival.
Waiting to happen, mate.
We've made 25 years of CGI enhancement, and it's still going to look just as not perfect. Well, not perfect. That it's not going to. The 25 years of CGI technological advancements is not going to show in the movie. Like, we're not going to see the modern technology that we should be seeing. So there's just there's no point.
This is the thing. If you have a good story, you can do fucking vampire prosthetics.
Yeah, sure. No. The story is the
CGI is a crutch. That's the problem. CGI used to be used to enhance. Now it's used to create. Marvel use it in a way where they almost use it as a pre-visualization. So they spend millions of dollars getting previs up done in CGI, and then the script changes, and they go, "You need to change all of this." Oh, our budget's just gone up by 10 million because they're completely incompetent morons.
But I also feel that when you're pushing these computer groups to the artists, the CGI artists, to again reshoot, redo, and I think the quality, like if they had if they slow down and all their shots were going to be their shots, and the same CGI company did their thing, I almost wonder if it would look better because they weren't rushing and redoing. Because you keep hearing about some films get released and there's still stuff that wasn't completed, and then when it's finally the actually opening night, they've tweaked it all. But even then, it still looks like crap. And I wonder if everyone just slowed the fuck down and had less relying less on CGI, it would look better because you're not pounding through like 85 minutes of a 90-minute movie is all CGI.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way they make movies is inherently fucked. And it's why the budgets are so big, and it's why they can't make a profit, and they have to change the way they make movies. Otherwise, they're going to go down the tubes.
Yeah.
I know they're a big company and everything, but you've got to get budgets down to, 120 million. You can't be making $300 million movies.
No.
We need to expecting you're going to make a profit. You're not going to.
The blockbuster era is really got to be done. But since we are on the topic of vampire slayers, and 3 of the guys that I have on my vampire slayers, by the way, you're always more than welcome, Critical Al. I don't know what your vampire Buffy verse knowledge is. I do want to share something with not only you guys, but the audience. And I think you guys kind of already know what I'm going to tell you. So the last 3, including a complete worldwide block of Buffy with Ted, our Father's Day one with Ted and Bad Eggs, and the other two just claims, I have disputed all three and won all three of my Buffy the
Nice.
Vampire Slayer stuff against corporate Disney, no less. Disney lost against me. So you know what I have to say about that?
Dedication.
All right.
Yeah.
When it comes to just reading, I prefer Firefly, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, they're never going to.
We're going to talk about Fire. Yeah, when we get to Firefly, we'll talk Firefly.
I'll jump in on that one for sure.
Dope. But yeah, thank you guys so much. It really means the world to me to talk about like my favorite show and favorite universe, and have you guys kind of just jump in ad hoc last second, and so I'm not just talking to myself. Because unlike Enzo, I'm not as good at just like blabbering on and talking. I just don't have. I need somebody to kind of bounce ideas off of and things like that. So all the episodes have been great so far. I've gotten to do a lot of cool thumbnails. We're balls deep into season 2. We're on the down slope, getting to some really good stuff, and I'm super duper excited about getting to season 3. But I just wanted to say that real quick, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me on that. If it happens again, I'm trying to be as careful as I can. But if it happens again, I'll appeal it again. And I'm fairly certain it was just bots that got me. I don't know if you guys are experiencing this on your own. I know everybody here has a channel. I don't know if you guys are getting tagged as much as I am. I don't know how much consistently like my output is versus what you guys' output is, but I know we've all dealt with some really fucking frustrating. And if you're listening, if you're somebody that hasn't done YouTube, or maybe you follow a YouTube channel and you see this happen, it's really a huge pain in the ass. And not coincidentally, Ian from Passion of the Nerd that does his own Buffy thing, he's been like having a month and a half. He jumped over to Angel to do a 3-episode vid to finish off season 2 of Angel, and that shit's been languishing for like a month and a half because of copyright bullshit. So it's really frustrating. You put a lot of love and attention. You make clips, you snapshots and screenshots, and you put all that stuff together. You have good conversation, and it's fun and it's funny, and then it bites in the ass. You have to worry about technical difficulties, somebody interrupting you, some problem with work or the kiddos or something, and then you put something out there, and then they just yeet it and just go, now blocked for no reason, and it's just really frustrating.
Yeah,
so
it's a killer, man. It really is. It varies studio to studio, I find, as well. Some will back down when you give them a bit of a sort of a dispute, and other ones will stick to their guns.
Yeah,
like,
so knock wood, it keeps going the way it is. I'll be more careful with it, but I mean, to be fair, I really feel like I'm being careful as it is now. But so anyway, before I get to my little game, I wanted to play with you guys and then let you talk about the stuff that you have been doing this past week or whatever, like you would on Lance's show. I wanted to bring up one thing that was kind of surprising when I was looking at movies that are releasing this week, and Clueless is getting its 30-year re-release in theaters this week. Do I got any Clueless fans in here at all?
I don't mind the movie. It's not my favorite movie ever, but I still think it's a very well-made movie.
I am a huge fan of this film. I find it to be very iconic. I think it definitely put Alicia Silverstone on the map. She was already on the map for me because I had a huge crush on her from The Crush. But then when this came out in 95, I mean, I was 18 in 95, so it would have been like the same age as the characters in this film. And it was such a watershed moment and such a big year in my life. It was the last year I was in high school. It was the last year I was free before I got a chick pregnant and had to get married, before I joined the army, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, this is like a big, and I know it's kind of a girly girl movie, but it's really, Amy Heckerling knew what she was doing with this. And it's so funny that it's like this and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Now, unfortunately, Alicia's career was kind of derailed after this. They put way too much stock in her and then gave her like a 3-picture deal that didn't come across until like, I'm wanting to say 97, and we'll get into that. But as far as it goes, I mean, I can't find any fault with this movie. I've rewatched it, even like funny shit like her saying, if we could just accept the Haitians the way that they are. And what's funny, I found out, is that Alicia Silverstone really said Haitians because she couldn't pronounce Haitians, and they just left it in because it was so fucking funny. But yeah, Clueless 30-year re-release. Anybody gonna go see this in the theater besides me when it comes back out? Anyone? Bueller?
There's going to be plenty of room in the theater just for you, Toxic.
Oh, yikes. You know what this tells me? You're a bunch of misogynists. That's what it tells me. That you guys can't handle a girl boss.
Well,
I mean,
the doctor said I can't have balls flying at my face, all right?
You're well, there goes your social life. But yeah, no. But that's something to look forward to if you are a fan of that. So I wanted to play a little game with you guys, and you guys are going to be on the honor system. So 28 years later got me thinking, what was 28 years ago? Because they make a big point in the movie to show, when the rage virus happens, and then they push it forward, obviously 28 years, hence the title. So 28 years ago, and I won't make you guys do math on the fly. That was 1997. So June, last week in June 1997, I wanted to play a little trivia game with you, and I'm going to trust you guys to be honest. Critter, let me hit you first.
All right.
Guess one of 3 top films this week in 1997. Go.
God. Well, I don't think it was a top film. I want to say Judge Dredd, but that was 95.
Wrong. Critical Al, go.
Oh, gee, fucking hell.
Just give me one. Give me one of the 3 top films this week in 1997, 28 years ago.
Week, June 1997. Unforgiven? No, that would be later, surely.
Oh my God. I'm going to give you one more chance. That would buzz you out.
I don't know. Sleepers.
What? What? Oh my God.
Northern. 25 years ago. I can remember last week.
Well, that's fair. Northern, come on, redeem the group here.
Come on, it's got to be Men in Black, Titanic, and what's the third one that came out in 1997? I'm guessing LA Confidential.
You all 3 of those things you just got wrong. You just got all 3 wrong.
You sounded confident, though, man. I was like, yeah.
You did sound.
He sounded so confident. He sounded so confident, like he was absolutely. He's got it right. Listen to him.
No, he did sound. He sounded very confident. So good for you. Okay, Toonie boy, come on, redeem the group here. Give me just one of the 3 top films this week in 1997.
Okay, no. 28 days later, you've got Falling Down, and you've got what's another movie that came out before my time that I can assume is in 1997. What's a good one? We've already had Judge Dredd. RoboCop was way before that.
RoboCop was in the 80s. What the fuck
it
are
was.
you talking about?
Well, technically, I was right then because I did say it was way before that.
This is my panel right now. This is my panel. Anyway,
man, I just googled it. I'm surprised. I wouldn't got that in a million years.
Batman and Robin, for fuck's sake, that was not a top film. That was bad.
Now, what is the chief complaint that we hear about all the time? Reboots, comic book movies, and sequels, right? So that's a modern problem. Am I right in understanding that? That's a modern problem. Comic book movie, superhero fatigue, reboots, and sequels, right? Am I right in understanding that?
Generally, yeah.
That's what the top 3 movies were this week in 1997. Batman and Robin, Speed 2, Cruise Control, and Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. Oh my God. That is just
strange enough, I've also got Con Air showing here.
I mean, these were the top 3 according to what Meta AI and Google gave to me, but I just
Con Air is a decent original film.
Yeah, these were bad. I saw all 3 of these in the theater, and it was a bad summer.
I've still not seen Speed 2 to this date.
Yeah, you're not missing
much. You're not missing. There's nothing there.
Nothing there. Okay.
Jason something or other, wasn't it? Not Jason Isaacs. It's Jason something.
Oh, damn it! He was in the
Jason
Beast.
Patrick.
Jason Patrick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the guy. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you guys a chance to redeem yourself.
Prepare
What-
to be disappointed.
All right. And I'm going to trust you again. Very ironically, another big issue we're having right now. So 28 years ago this week in music, what was the number one song?
I'm out.
Critter.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm not. No. You
Okay.
Nothing.
Critical Al.
Some load of absolute fucking bollocks. I'm a metalhead through and through, dude. I don't know, some shitty boy band, Westlife or some bollocks.
Luke.
Spice Girls. One
No, not a bad guess, actually. Not a bad guess, but no. They had kind of already blown their wad by this time in 1997, so to speak. So, Toonie Boy.
Look, normal people music is not my kind of music. I don't even know the names of anything to guess.
If I give you guys a hint by saying that this artist is really big in the news right now, this day, he is big in the news, and it's a he.
Oh.
P. Diddy?
P. Diddy,
Yeah.
I'll be missing
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
my Puff Daddy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
went by a different
baby.
name back then.
Once.
Oh, that's rough. That's
Yeah,
some rough
Damn.
It's so weird because we were watching Tropic Thunder the other day, and you got the rapper character in that, and he
Al
turns out to
Pacino.
be gay, and I was like, oh my fucking god, they knew so far in advance.
Hey, Wormy Spoons, you joined us at the right time. Diddy was doing it in 97. Yeah, no, he was doing it. He was I'm fairly confident he got Biggie and Tupac killed. I'm fairly, and I said it back then too, and nobody was listening to me, but yeah. So okay, no problem. Listen, hey, it's okay, guys. I was 20 years old at the time, so different kind of whatever you want to call it. Different kind of world. Let's see if we can. Now, this one's you guys got to know this one. You've got to know this one. So, Nielsen ratings. Haha, see what I did there? Nielsen ratings. What was the top show in the Nielsen ratings this week in 1997? Toonie Boy, go.
What? You saw the look in my face. It's like, right, we're doing it reverse. The Nielsen ratings. Top show 1997. Nielsen ratings. I'm gonna say the what was it? No, it wasn't the the RoboCop show, because I that's the first
What?
name that came to mind. I don't know what the Nielsen ratings are. I just made up a name.
Jesus Christ! Oh my, Luke, come on.
Okay, there's three here. There's the X-Files, Friends, Seinfeld, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Boy Meets World.
Are you reading this off Are you reading this off a computer?
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's Friends. It's got to be Friends.
Friends would have been my guess, but I was really
It is not
stoned in
Friends.
the 90s.
Only because I'm going to say Seinfeld. I'm just trying to think of what was like X-Files was on the air, Simpsons. Like, was Seinfeld airing then? Jesus Christ.
Yes, Seinfeld is the answer. The old man brought it in for you guys. No point in dragging it out any longer than that. Good job there. Good job, big guy. Well done. Totally redeemed yourself.
Yes!
Got the home advantage.
Yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Okay, so yeah, Seinfeld. I don't get the appeal of the show. I don't fucking like it. I don't think it's good. I don't know where. I've tried to watch it. I've tried to find it funny, and it's just not. No, Wormy Spoons, you're no better. Sopranos, no. Sopranos wasn't even out in 1997. Sopranos didn't come out till 99, bro. So, Jesus Christ, you guys are making me feel old as fuck today. Anywho, okay, so just like we do on the Nielsen's ratings, which I am filling in for and contractually obligated to say that we are filling in for today. Critter Kingsford, what have you watched or binged or played or read this week that you would like to recommend to the audience?
Predator, Killer of Killers. I was really surprised by it, and I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I think it got trashed on the other stream you guys were doing. Some of you guys were doing, but I said, all right, let's see. And I liked it. I really did enjoy it.
Okay.
And as far as like, I just started. Well, these next two things aren't really recommendations because I've yet to see them and I don't know if they're any good. But I have The Surfer with Nick Cage. I'm going to watch that one.
Okay.
And then I also found, those top 10 things that hit on YouTube, top 10 horror films you never saw. Something called The Innocents from 1971, and I had to download the subtitle track because I think it's a foreign film, but it's about a bunch of kids who are like superheroes, but they don't know that they're superheroes, like The Boys, but with children. And apparently a lot of horrible, horrifying things happen to parents, babysitters, and pets. And so I'm going in blind. That's just the description I was given, saying it's kind of unsettling. And I'm kind of looking forward to it because, again, it's, I guess, prior to the current vibe of today with all our insecurities and we're pearl clutching. Apparently, it's gruesome and violent.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. What would you give Predator Killer of Killers 1 out of 5 rating? What would you give it?
3.5. 3.5 to 4. And there was that one nerd. I don't know if this is a spoiler. There was that one little nerdy thing where the flint pistol that one character uses that the Predators give him to fight is supposedly the same pistol given to Danny Glover's character in Predator 2.
And the Indian.
Yeah, the girl in the freezing chamber. Yeah.
Yeah, and Prey. Okay, cool. Well, fair enough. Critical Al, what have you seen, read, watched, played this week that you wanted to recommend to us and to the audience?
Yeah, I also watched Predator Killer of Killers. I thought the samurai bit was the only decent bit in it, and I thought the rest of it was
agreed.
Absolutely.
I think we all agree with you on that one.
I will say that was my favorite part. That was just so freaking cool.
But without going over old ground there, I've been binging Clarkson's Farm, which is
I need to watch that. I really do. I like Jeremy Clarkson.
Give me briefly, what is? Can you tell me what I don't know what that is.
Right. So you know who Jeremy Clarkson is? Top Gear.
I don't.
He did a motoring show called Top Gear. See, he knows all the stuff from 1997. Doesn't know one of the most popular British TV programs ever made. So there was this program called Top Gear. It was all about 3 guys who basically acted like a bunch of children and test drove cars and did challenges and all that kind of stuff. Jeremy Clarkson was the head of the group. He got booted off Top Gear because he punched a producer in the face. They made their own TV show called The Grand Tour on Amazon. Made millions and millions of pounds there. Very successful. That all ended, and Jeremy Clarkson went and decided that he's going to go and buy a farm. Now, Jeremy Clarkson's a very outspoken, very old school kind of British dude. And he went and bought a farm, not knowing anything about farming. So the whole series is about him learning what farming is all about and his endeavors to try and make it work. And he gets a guy in, and the guy who comes in has never been outside of Chipping Norton, which is where the farm is. He's never been to London, and he has to go to London. He has no. It's really funny, really good TV by the people who made Top Gear. Some of it may well be scripted, you never know, but it is genuinely very, very good, and it is also genuinely very, very interesting. 4 seasons in now, and he's actually doing things like trying to revive the British farming industry, which has been in trouble for so long. And it's 6 episodes, 7 episodes a season. Well worth a watch. Binged the whole thing for 2 days. Loved it. In this season, he bought a pub, and it's going all around the things where he's trying to buy this pub. He buys this brilliant prime location and then finds out that it's a notorious dogging spot. But only the picnic area attached to the pub is the dogging spot. So he has to try and get the council to remove the status of the picnic area and stuff like that. He's a bit of a gormless twat at times, but he's actually a very shrewd businessman because he does all these things and you can tell that he's making money. He's making shitloads of money off the TV program. It's very entertaining. Definitely check it out.
Is this the guy right here?
That's him. That's Jeremy Clarkson, about 63 now. And he used to just basically race around in sports cars and smash up shitty cars and stuff like that. And Top Gear was massive, man. I don't know how you've not heard of it. Really don't.
Was he also not the template for the "oh no, so sad" anyway? That meme template, like usually they use Loki
doing Top Gear news.
Yeah, is it? Oh no, so sad. Anyway, isn't he the basis for that that meme?
That's the guy. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very famous British bloke. One of our finest exports.
All right, cool. Toonie Boy, what have you watched or been into this week that you would like to recommend to the audience and to us?
It's not. It's 2023, so it's not exactly a new thing, but I feel like it's been picking up in popularity. RoboCop Rogue City, the game that I'm not sure made its money back when it first came out. Funnily enough, I only got into this game because my brother wanted to see me play it on my channel, and he bought it for himself. So I thought, right, I'll get it, I'll check it out. Besides the performance issues, which could be improved, I've been really enjoying it. It's It takes place between RoboCop 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure. No, wait. No, 2 and 3. It takes place anyway. Do you know that's not the important detail? It's got not too excessive gore, but it's got enough gore that it'll remind you of the movies. Now, every time I play this game, it makes me want to go and rewatch the first movie, but in a good way, which is like a rare thing nowadays. Normally, if you see or play something, if you watch like a film or something that's based on an old thing, if you watch it nowadays and it makes you want to go and watch the old thing, it's because the new thing is so bad that you just want to go and palate cleanse. Whereas this, it makes me want to go and rewatch it because of all like the really great references in it. It maintains my interest in the old property in a good way, so yeah, check out RoboCop Rogue City. It's not exactly like a masterpiece or anything, but it is very good for a game that's come out in the last 5 years. Anyway,
what system would you play it on? What gaming system would you play it on?
So I play it on PC. I've been trying to get into PC gaming recently. After I only built my first PC a couple months ago. It's on I think PlayStation, but definitely on Xbox as well. But I've been playing it on PC myself.
I think Critical Drinker might have done a video on this game. Looks good.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. What would you give the game out of 5? 1 out of 5. What would you give it?
So I haven't technically completed. Well, no, technically, I haven't completed it yet. So I'd say so far I don't usually like to give out of 10s, but I'll say a strong 8 for now, maybe a 9. Again, I've not completed it, so that could go up or down. But I'd say a solid 8 for now at least.
I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything
else?
Some
DLC released as well, didn't it?
Yeah, but I haven't played that yet. I'm going to finish the main campaign and then get around to that. But yeah, and it's not an IGN 8 either, by the way. It's a normal 8.
Oh man, it's cheap on PC at the moment. Wow.
Is there a so this right here, is this actual from the game? Because this looks a little like PS2 quality right here, if I'm being honest.
That'll just be the image that's taken. It is possible that so like because you're playing as RoboCop, when you get damaged and stuff, there is like a little bit of robotic fritz. It's possible that the image was just taken like at the worst moment. But it's possible that the picture itself is just low quality, but the game doesn't look like that usually. No. It is
what is it that you've been watching or seen in the movies, or that you feel like you'd feel good recommending, or has there not really been anything because you've been busy with Buffy rewatches and Stranger Things to satisfy your streaming appearances?
So I'm not sure if I followed the question. Were you asking me what have I seen in RoboCop references?
No. Like, so we got you on a good RoboCop recommendation, but usually, I mean, you're probably not spending the whole time on RoboCop. So did you watch anything movie or TV wise that you wanted to?
I mean, in its day, it was covered quite extensively. But I've started rewatching The Walking Dead from the beginning again. I don't know.
Right? Yes, you told me that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know how. I don't think The Walking Dead's got a lot of interest nowadays. But the first few seasons were, for the most part, very strong. I was getting into them. I was getting ready to to see the warning signs with Shane as a character. I was getting ready to see the warning signs again and to start hating on Shane. But I was actually surprised that even like right up to just before the end of season 2, he is actually still. He still has like his strong human moments. Like he still tries to do right by a lot of people. It's not like he's not quite he's the stereotype of the person who's always against the group, the person who's always the survival above everything else, the person with the least humanity. He is still sort of that stereotype that every survival movie has. They always have that guy who seems to never get along with anyone. But I was still surprised by for like how long he still maintained that he was trying to do right by people in the group. He was still trying to look out for them.
So is this you're saying this is a rewatch or this is a watch? Like, are you looking at it again after you've already seen the entirety of the show, or you're catching back up with it with picking up stuff that you've missed before?
So a little bit of both. So when it was coming out, I watched up to season 7, and that was when the show was it wasn't finished, but that was everything that was out at the time. I finished season 7, and then I never watched season 8 or got anything when it started coming out again. So we're on like season whatever now, past season 10 anyway. And I haven't watched after.
So you're aware of what
some of the spoilers, yeah.
Yeah, you're aware of what Shane's fate is, basically.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh, okay. So like you're not just like starting to watch season 2 and just going, I hope this guy Shane has a long career in the Walking Dead.
Yeah, no. Do you know what my favorite? The thing that I was looking forward to the most was when they find Sophia. Anyway.
Yeah, I hopefully she's okay. Have you wanted to do a fun thing? Go on like YouTube Reels or even TikTok and look up Walking Dead female characters, and like those little girls that were like back in 2010 and 2011, they have glowed the fuck up, and they are including Sophia. They are motherfucking bombshells now. But it sucks. I really like Shane as a character. I really like John Berthnall as an actor, and I didn't like his fate in so early on in The Walking Dead, because I feel like I echo a lot of people that say Shane really got it. Shane really understood the apocalypse. Like, he was ready a lot sooner than everybody else was. He adapted a lot sooner, and just because, you know, Rick's skinny ass ugly wife from Prison Break decided to pit the two dudes against each other because that's what chicks do. You know, I do have a clip of Shane's death here. I'll just play it real quick. Hopefully get away with it.
I'm impressed that you just
And
have that
I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
Oh.
Carl, that kills people.
Oh.
For a second, I thought you. Go on.
It's Carl too, so it works on a lot of levels. I like that. So what would you give The Walking Dead at a 1 out of 5? What would you give it?
I'd say. I mean,
and I'm not talking about negate. I'm just talking about from the beginning of the show until as far as you've watched it, however far that was, even if it was all to season 11, I guess it was. I'm not talking about Walking Dead,
all of it, yeah.
Daryl Dixon adventures and Walking Dead City, Negan and Maggie and those who remember, you know, all the spinoff bullshit. Like, no, I'm just talking about the straight up The Walking Dead OG show. Like, what would you give it?
I'd give it a solid 3 because it does have its flaws. It does have its flaws. I think too many later in the season to bring it down to a 3, but early on I'd say it's a pretty good 4.
Okay. Critter, what would you give The Walking Dead? You've seen that, of course. Yeah.
I've seen that, and then some of the other spin-offs and this and that. I'd say it's what would you 1 of 5 or 1 out of 10? What's the number?
I think you can manage a 1 out of 5 for it, can't you? I mean, giving it a 10 is kind of gilding the lily a little bit.
I'll give it I say a 3 to 4. All in all, it's a pretty decent show. There's a lot of issues later. There's some episodes, whatever, but the spin-offs don't really hold up that well. It's hit or miss with the spin-offs. But as a show in the beginning, the first few seasons are really good, and then you kind of lose its way, but it's still watchable. My opinion.
Luke, Northern English, what is your score 1 out of 5 for The Walking Dead?
I will give it maybe for the first few seasons a good 4. Anything after around about season 8, yeah, I give it a fucking 1 because it really was starting to lose its spark a little bit. But
it overstayed its welcome, didn't it?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
did,
yeah.
it did. The first few seasons are really solid. I mean, it really does feel very realistic, and anyone can die at any second, and I really love that as well. And just people just trying to survive and found what they need, but at the same time risking their own lives, just trying to get what they need. It was really good. It was really fucking solid as well. And Michonne kicks ass. I loved Daryl. I loved Rick. But it really did outstay its welcome, and I was really hoping it would get even better with Negan, but it just didn't. It just started to drag.
I wonder if the show overall would have been more solid if Frank Darabont stayed in control from, after the
No
first season.
doubt. I mean, there's no doubt about that at all. But Critic Al, your thoughts on The Walking Dead, the OG series, none of the other bullshit?
Yeah, The Walking Dead. I actually read the comics way back in the day when they first started coming out. So I was already very familiar with The Walking Dead by the time the TV show started. Very shit in those comics that they could never show on the show. Like they literally did, they just could not show it. They wouldn't be allowed, point blank. I'm pretty much with Josh here. I think like the first 4, maybe 5 seasons was some really good, compelling TV. And then after that, it just got franchise-itis. They started to really drag it out, and there was a lot of filler. And even the Negan arc was just way overdone in comparison to what it was in the comics. And I mean, I massively prefer the source material when it comes to The Walking Dead. I think the first 5 seasons are good, but I don't know if the rest of it is good enough to make it worth watching.
You know what?
You can't really jump off after 5 seasons. You won't get the full story.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should collab one time and do a Consider the Source, the comic versus the show.
Yeah, I'd be very much up for doing that because the comic did finish very shockingly in actual fact. The comic was going on and we got to a major event and it was like, oh, okay. And you're like, wow, we're going to a whole new arc. And nobody knew that it was going to end the next week. And it was the final issue. Like, holy shit. So, I'd be up for doing that for sure.
My thoughts on The Walking Dead. This was a show that like I was wrapped to the TV like every week. And then like, when I was doing my little stay, thanks to the Fed and the state, I made sure that this was on one of the 3 TVs so we could watch it. But I want to bring up something I brought up on a different stream on another show that I did. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. Phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they've invested so heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. So basically a fancy way of saying cut, sling, load, as we would say in the airborne. If it's
everybody
something that
has been guilty of this at some point.
Everybody. In this context, it's talking about a show that you're like, well, like Josh just brought up in the comments, he said that he stuck with it just for wanting to finish it. And whereas, I mean, really in all reality, kind of wanted, you kind of had to just kind of let it go. And one of the biggest issues with this is I myself, like Nadia, I stream with her, Horror with Nadia, and we had been watching From, and I did enjoy the first 2 seasons, but now they're not answering any questions and they're going dangerously close to Lost territory.
Yeah,
probably because it's the same people who made Lost, and I just gave up on it. So I gave up on The Walking Dead after like season 8. That boomerang storytelling that they were that Gimple was doing was really hurting the show, where they'd get this big cliffhanger, some big event, some watershed moment in the show, and then they'd boomerang it around to another character doing another thing, maybe at an earlier point in time, maybe not, whatever, and then keep people hanging for fucking weeks with this, and not even to mention the other shows and the other stuff that was going on. And and there's some quality to be had there. And losing Rick was a huge fucking mistake. They did not have somebody. I mean, Negan was a semi decent replacement in some ways, but the show was really lost when they got rid of Rick. I have seen, except for the Daryl show, I have seen most of the sequels and spinoffs and stuff. I don't have much. I don't know how the fuck Daryl made it to France, and nor do I care what happens with French people. So in that way, I'm just like, dude, I'm totally fucking over it. Mystery boxing, yeah, that's another problem. Wormy Spoon's good point.
Lost pretty much invented it, to be honest. Mystery boxing.
No,
anytime a fucking show starts to hint there's some big mystery that's going to be uncovered, and then they start bringing more fucking questions, I'm like, please, just give us the answers, all right? Give us a few questions, then give us the answers after. You don't have to be
They just want to keep you hanging on. That's the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, it's that they want what they want.
It's milking it, isn't it?
That water cooler sort of cultural moment. Oh, did you watch this? Like Westworld did it. Everybody was talking about Westworld the first season when I was at work.
Yeah, Westworld season 1 is great. Just like people would show up on Monday and talk about The Walking Dead, but making everybody hang to see which person Negan picked, and then taking, like, he had the best season 6 group. I guess we'll call them the Survivor group, Rick's group. That was the best version of his group. Was season 6, of the show. That was absolutely the best. They had the best characters. They had the best dynamic. When they go to try to rescue a couple of their people, Carol and one of the sisters, Maggie's sister, they were just on point, man. They were on fire. They were like a flawless special forces team. So they just kept killing off characters for shock value, I feel. And it really it really hurt it. And yeah, like Melvin Deeply is saying here in the comics, they flogged The Walking Dead long before the original series ended. Yeah, no, they did. It overstayed its welcome more than anything else.
Franchise-itis, should coin the term.
Yeah,
James Chow. They get
James Chow.
Like, oh, we need more and more and more of this. And then people get fucked off with it.
Thanks for stopping by in the chat. James Chow was with me in Iraq, actually. When I was working for Aegis, the British Blackwater over there. So thank you so much for popping in here, man. Good to see you. Glad to see you're doing good. But yeah, writing got terrible. Most of the characters were so stupid. We wanted them to get 8. Yeah, no, facts. Too many spinoffs of TWD. I think we can all agree on that. But I mean, there was
any of them. Not one spinoff.
There was a time, man, when that this show could do no wrong. They even had after party shows devoted just to talk about the episode that you had just watched. Yeah, and it made big careers for a lot of people that were on the show, and especially Bernthal, who again taken away way too soon. I definitely would give it, for when it is good, it's definitely a 4 out of 5. When it's not, is sunk cost fallacy really comes in. So did I get everybody on ratings on this? I think Critter, I got you on your rating for this. I think Toonie Boy.
Yeah, you got my rating on it.
Al, did I get your rating on this?
Yeah, I mean, when it was good, it was like a good 4.5 out of 5. When it got shit, it really dropped off. Overall, I'll give it like a 3 out of 5. Really good at the start. It's up to you if you want to watch the whole damn thing. I've been burned once with Lost, so I gave up around about season 7.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so I left off. Toonie Boy just talked about The Walking Dead. Critical Al, what have you watched, seen, read, or video?
You've switched all about. I told you, Clarkson's Farm.
Oh, where did you already? Okay, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah. Old man buys a farm. Used to race cars. Now trying to be a farmer.
Yeah,
wasn't he the guy from that Lamborghini tractor?
The template for that meme? Wasn't the Clarkson the template for that meme? Yeah. I thought we were going to a time warp, just doing it again.
Deja vu here, man. Yeah, I've got to say one thing. It's really funny.
Listen,
used to, like,
I just had a birthday. I'm getting old. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Welcome to my world.
He goes and buys a Lamborghini tractor, even though it's the most impractical thing in the world. It's too big for the barn and everything like that. Because it's a Lamborghini, he's like, oh, ultimate power, horsepower, and everything like that. There's no
Northern. What have you played, watched, binged? What have you got this week that you'd want to recommend to everybody and to the audience?
Well, if you've still got a PS4 or if you've got a PS5, you can probably get the very underrated apocalyptic open world game Days Gone, which very sadly didn't get a lot of love when it first came out, but now it's getting a lot of love recently, years later, especially since it came out a year before Last of Us Part 2, which we all know people really loved. But it's about this biker, a former vet, who's whose girlfriend was injured during the apocalypse when it first started happening, and it comes to a couple of years later, and he's kind of become a drifter now. He's doing jobs for these different camp settlements, bounty hunting, whatever, doing runs. He's basically out for himself with his friend Boozer, who's willing to ride up north for him to see if it's a much better place where there's less of the freakers that are basically the replacements for zombies. They're kind of like zombies, but aren't, but are just as dangerous. But but then he starts to hear news that his girlfriend might still be alive somewhere, so he sets out to try and find it. And yeah, it's a very cool fucking game where it's one of those where you have to build up points with your kills and the jobs you do as well. The side mission is very vital for picking up for developing new skills, and taking on the freakers, especially when they're in horde, is really fucking intense. And there's a big swarm of them as well. And there's some missions where you have to take on that swarm, so you have to plan your strategy carefully before you get into a firefight with these people, with these things. Anyway, you got to set up traps, everything, and hope these big swarms run into those traps to thin them out, and that way you can gun down the rest of them. It is a very fun game, and Sam Whitaker is, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he's really good as John Deacon. He's kind of cynical. He's jaded. He's worn out. He's kind of selfish. He's a little bit callous, but over the time he does start to show that he is a good guy. There is still this humane, altruistic man in there, and it's got some Walker characters in, but they're done very well. We've got a gay character called Ricky who doesn't girl boss her way and make him look like a fucking idiot. She actually kind of tries to convince him to not lose hope and still stay amongst this community as well, so they can help him regain his hope in humanity and try to rebuild, even when the whole world has gone to shit. And I don't know if there's anything else I can go into it though, because it's such a long game. There is so much details in there that you really have to play yourself to get the full idea.
Nice. Did you see anything or watch anything that you wanted to also mention, or is that you just?
Oh yeah, I'm going on a bit of a Tarantino binge, but I'm not really watching them all back to back in one day. I'm just sort of like watching them back to back whenever I get a chance. And you just gotta love Tarantino. He just I love how he's just started off on this very humble, grounded sort of like Reservoir Dogs, all the way to the more surreal stuff with like Kill Bill and Inglourious Basterds, where it kind of becomes a little bit more cartoonish, but at the same time you still find it believable. There's this really dark, sick sense of humor that you can't help but love Tarantino, and his writing is always on point. He always seems to come across like a guy who's anything that happens in his movies are intentional, and his characters feel fleshed out, and he never kind of like says you have to like this character. No, he presents the character and he lets you come to your own conclusions, and he really does make the worst characters very charming when he needs to. He's one of those few people that can do that. I mean, especially since which the fact that he's influenced by Elmore Leonard certainly helps as well.
Yeah, no, his Elmore Leonard love is real. I got into Elmore Leonard because of Quentin Tarantino, as far as that goes. So, yeah, no. What have you just randomly going through his library, or is there?
Yeah, I've just finished Inglourious Basterds, and now I've got to go on to Django Unchained.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a good little. By the way, this is his wife. This is his current wife right now. Fucking get it, Quentin. Get that shit, bro.
What a lad.
Good for you, my friend. Well done. That is swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. I wanted to do
the most.
I wanted to do famous birthdays, but there's really no superstar that had like a famous birthday. But do you know who is having a 28-year birthday this year? Can anybody guess? Famous starlet having a 28-year birthday this year. It's not this week, but it's coming up very soon, and I know you guys all be wanting to give her a gift of some kind. Anyone?
Chloe Moretz?
It's not your daughter Cass Kelly, is it? Who's 10 in 28, is it?
I don't know who that is.
No?
Chloe
Cass
Moretz is
Kelly,
probably a bit
or,
older than 28 now, I
I
suppose.
thought he was hinting at something, but no, someone famous then. All right.
Anyone else?
Not a clue.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be the girl. It's not gonna be. I don't know. I can't remember her name. It's not gonna be the girl from. Oh no. Okay,
Oh,
never
Miss
mind.
Sweeney.
What a
28.
lovely
Baby.
pair.
Apparently being eyed up for the new Gundam live action movie, which gives 2 reasons to watch that.
I don't know what that is, but I mean, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's
Japanese
an old,
anime giant
it's
robots.
an old anime.
Yeah.
Is she gonna play? What was she playing? A robot or?
I presume she's going to play one of the pilots, but as long as
Oh.
she's wearing that, let's face it, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh God, is there anything hotter than a pretty big-breasted chick that's crying and has daddy issues? She played the shit out of that part in Euphoria. That is the only reason to watch Euphoria, right there, buddy. Holy crap! Woof. Anyway, but yeah, no one really had a big birthday that was interesting. Come up. Chloe Grace Moretz is in fact turning 28. Whoever said that?
Holy shit! Okay, I got one right. Redeemed.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got? Toxic Bud. Stop filling for Outcast Creative and make Toxic Tuesday a thing. This panel is legendary. Plus that Neb guy. What the? Who are you? And what have you done with the real Knicks? Like,
It's so nice.
oh, yeah. How would you high on blood or something? What's happening right now, man? I don't even know. Jesus Christ.
Daddy, when are we filming, Daddy? Come on, Daddy. Come on, Mama. Let's do it, Daddy. Let's do it. Let's film, Daddy.
Okay. Let's see. The lap dance is so much better when the stripper's crying. Yes, that's true. That is true, my friend. It's not just true, but it's a great song as well, which I can't play for fear of getting copyright. How did Quentin get such a hot bitch? What the fuck is going on there? That's so crazy.
Lord Salome.
Yeah, no facts. So one thing I wanted to mention, and I have made a video of this. I asked for suggestions a few weeks ago of shows that were not Firefly, but were canceled too soon. Like they only had one season, which obviously we know Firefly is the premier, show that happened to. Very unfair. What I wanted to discuss, among other things, because especially since they just recently did a kind of ripoff of it, is Brimstone from 1998. And if you guys can find this, I have it on my Plex Pass, so I have kind of an unfair advantage over you guys. But if you guys can find this, if you saw that Kevin Bacon show that just recently came out, where he came back from the dead as a bounty hunter to hunt down demons and things like that, it was kind of funny. This is like a more serious version of that. It's very well done. It's got Peter Horton and the dad from Smallville playing the devil, and it's Ezekiel Stone is brought back from the dead. He was a cop and a good one, but he killed his wife's rapist, and that got him sent to hell. And then the devil tasks him with chasing down 113 escaped inmates from hell, and they only got to episode 13 before they canceled it because it's a Fox show, so of course they did. I have a pretty cool video that I've done on this, which will be added along in the re-upload of this after we're done being live. So if you want to check that out, I've got 3 or 4 other choices of quality shows that only made it a season. But if you guys get a chance, has anyone else seen this show besides me?
No,
Yeah,
it's
you showed it
interesting,
to me before, though, but I've seen the Bondsman, and yeah, if it's the fucking dad from Smallville and the same guy who played the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series, I'm all in. I love this actor. He's always good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same basic premise, except this one just takes itself very seriously. I mean, there's a couple quips and things like that between the two characters, but it's a very serious show. And but I mean, it's the Bondsman completely rips it off. The whole, have to shoot them in the eyes, and he's just kind of a cop, and he's outnumbered, and all this kind of stuff. If you can find it, it's not easy to find. Sci-Fi Channel picked it up, and the people thought possibly they might continue it on, but it just didn't happen. The stars didn't align at the right time, and then I think the guy that plays the devil here, who plays Lex Luthor's dad in Smallville, I think that popped up like a year later, so he was contractually obligated elsewhere. So, but you sure this is real talk, not just a dream you had? I don't know what that means. I don't. What does that mean? I don't get it. Josh Flores says John Doe premiered same time as Firefly, lasted one season, starred Dominic Purcell from Prison Break. I heard that wasn't very good though, Josh. I heard that was not that great of a show. John Doe. Maybe it is. Maybe it's better than I that I know of. So Critical Owl reviews, I do, but do you recall Spooks? I don't know that one either. So now we're all just throwing out random shows that no one else has heard of. So that's
Spooks was a BBC show, from what I remember.
Okay.
About a government department did over espionage. The one I got there was Threshold. Does anybody remember Threshold? That only got one season.
I do remember Threshold. I do remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one. I liked it. Was bummed it never got a finale. I'm not sure which one Josh is talking about now. Are you talking about Threshold, or are you talking about John Doe? Now I'm not sure because we keep throwing out ideas. But anyway, we should do a show sometime just talking about shows that were gone too soon. And that would be pretty cool. But anyway, happy early birthday, Sydney Sweeney. Everybody here loves you. You're doing great things. All three of you are doing great things.
I remember seeing her in a terrible, terrible monster movie. What was it about giant ants? I think it was called Dead Ant. And she's wearing not very much in that film. She's wearing like denim hot pants and a crop top.
Nice.
Okay.
And there you go. That's all you need to know to go and watch the film. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sold on it just with that.
It's also got Sean Astin in it. He gets eaten by an ant, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow. Okay, so we are at about hour 40. So Critter, what have you got coming up anytime soon you'd want someone to know about?
Well, I'm working on that AI generated stop motion Mego doll Battlestar Galactica thing, and it's a hell of a lot more work than I thought, and so that's going to eat up a lot of my time, and hopefully I can get it done in the next week and put it up on my channel. It's a little parody of Battlestar Galactica TV episode using all my Biff Bang Pow Mego doll characters and customs.
Nice.
Very cool.
What about you, Toonie Boy? What you got coming up?
So, as usual, my channel is daily videos of Let's Play content. Right now, I'm on my Dynasty Warriors arc. I'm playing through the Dynasty Warriors games bit by bit. I'm just about halfway through the first Dynasty Warriors. I've completed the game as most of the characters. Well, about half of the characters. We've got soon enough. I'll be going back to Lies of P, finishing that one. I kind of left that one near the beginning. I am absolutely going back to it. And then RoboCop, as I mentioned, RoboCop Rogue City. I hope to be I don't hope to finish it soon, but I want to continue on with that. Play it a little bit more frequently if I can, and then move on to the DLC pretty soon.
Nice. All right. What about you, Critical Al?
I'm just working at the moment on a video about how the Predator has been assassinated as a movie monster. That's about 60% completed. Just need to get some footage to go with it. The audio's all recorded. Other than that, if I see anything that is either good enough or bad enough to warn people about, then I'll review that as well.
Let me know if you actually do want to do a collab on in my Consider the Source show, because I haven't done one of those in a long time, and we could do Walking Dead we'll work out a time, man. I'm blatantly up for doing that, because there's some major differences from the comic and the TV show that make things quite difficult, and I think they'll be interesting to hear about. So yeah, sure. Nice. Northern, last but certainly not least.
I am now in the process of doing my 28 years later review, and this Saturday, I'm hoping, if this charger isn't failing on me, I can do my Miami Vice Season 3 top 5 episodes this Saturday at 9 o'clock UK time.
Nice. Okay. This weekend I'll have Friday I'll be on Nadia's show. We are season 3 Stranger Things, and I'm currently reading The Institute, so I can be ready for that show when that comes out, when we do that. And Sunday, as usual, we will do the Buffy review, and got a couple really good episodes coming up. Phases and Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. So a couple of faves. So, hey guys, thank you for helping me fill in for the Outcast Creative today. Like I said, I'm contractually obligated to say this is normally the spot when Lance and Inside Man and the Outcast Creative would be doing something very, very similar, but hopefully we've been a mediocre replacement for you today to get that fill. All of the guys that are on the show today will have the links of their respective shows in the description. You can please check those out because it's all good quality stuff. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Everybody that was in the chat, thank you so much. Wormy Spoons, Nix, President Trump, thank you as always for saving us from sure annihilation. Josh Flores, definitely Melvin Deeply, James Chow, thank you for showing up, buddy. Not seen you since Iraq, so glad to see you're still kicking and still doing all right. I think I said Josh Flores and Wormy Spoons. I think that's about it. I think there was a couple people that were hanging around watching but didn't want to make their presence known, and that's totally fine if you just want to watch from a distance and just touch yourself lovingly as you listen to our melodic voices as we discuss nerd shit. But anyway, thanks again, guys. And that's basically going to be it for the stream. I don't have any play out music for something like this. I need to develop it. Maybe Luke or somebody can help me out with that. But until next time.